We've had a very strong quarter yet again, with 9% growth in constant exchange rates, so the same growth we also had in Q2. And these two quarters were the first quarters with no COVID effects. So we can see the strong underlying growth that we have in our business. And this is really driven by both the diagnostics and the pharma division, by the newer medicines on the pharma side, and across the portfolio for diagnostics. So we have really good momentum that will carry us throughout this year, but also into next year.
Thomas, I've had so many conversations with your predecessor, Severin Schwan, about I wish the market wouldn't just obsess about COVID. Same kind of thematic. I wish the market wouldn't just obsess about obesity drugs. And I'm sure you get asked more questions about obesity drugs than any of the other amazing areas you're working on, whether it be metabolic diseases, neurology, cardiovascular, hematology, etc. All the key areas that many of us are more interested in. But is it all about obesity from the investors at the moment?
Well, I would not say it's only about obesity. As you say, we have a number of other very interesting potential medicines in our pipeline, for example, for Alzheimer's, which has the potential really to address many people who suffer under this disease. And we have a very novel mechanism of action, which actually enables antibodies to get into the brain. And the commonly used antibodies now, they have a very hard time getting into the brain. But obesity is a big topic. And why is it a big topic? Because it goes towards prevention. There are a lot of different diseases that are linked to obesity. Cancer, cardiac diseases, potentially neurological diseases, also like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. So addressing obesity is actually addressing the root cause of a number of these diseases, and that's why it's so important to address these.
Just tell us about your progress then on your offering. I know that previously your company has talked about the ability to have some form of blockbuster here, but are we talking about the kind of drugs, the kind of treatments that can go up against Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly?
Absolutely. I mean, the data that we have seen with both the injectable, the CT-388, and the oral medicine is really great. And we know as we go into later phases of development with a slower titration up titration of these medicines, that we can still reach this level of efficacy and make these medicines very tolerable. In addition, not only can we differentiate through the medicines that we currently have in our pipeline, but we have other antibodies, for example, in development that sustain muscle mass. The problem with people losing weight, and that's not only linked to GLP-1, is that they not only lose fat, they actually also lose muscle mass. And with that, the weight loss is not sustainable unless you can counter that. And we have a very promising antibody in the pipeline that we hope to combine this with. And with that, we have a very good way to differentiate ourselves versus other players.